You are not dying, human. But everything I was trained to believe will be proven wrong.
He kept her hand 1 inch away. Then the alien doctor broke every rule. The medical bay of the ISV Halcyon hummed with the quiet rhythm of machines that had no patience for human weakness. Marcus Hale had been strapped into the diagnostic chair for 40 minutes now, and not once had Dr. Vaela touched him. She didn't need to, not technically. Her instruments were precise enough to read every failing cell in his body from a distance. Holographic displays bloomed around him like glowing flowers, translating his blood, his nerves, his deteriorating biofield into data she could interpret without ever closing the space between them. But Marcus had noticed something. Each time a new reading alarmed her, her hand would rise, instinctive, trained, and stop. 1 inch from his skin. Always 1 inch. "You're doing that thing again," he said, voice rough from 3 days of barely sleeping. Dr. Vaela's pale blue eyes flicked to his face. "I am monitoring your radial pulse amplification. Your arm. Your hand keeps stopping." He didn't move. Right there. Same distance. Every time. She lowered her hand and turned back to the display. Aelurian medical protocol prohibits direct contact with non-bonded species during unshielded diagnostic phases. The bioelectric interference can corrupt the... "You've been saying that for 4 sessions." Marcus shifted in the chair, the wires trailing from his neck and forearms catching the blue light. "You're the best xenobiologist in this quadrant. You've treated Keth warriors, Vrelian fungal hybrids, species that could dissolve your hand by accident." He paused. "Why does 1 inch matter with me?" Vaela was quiet for exactly 4 seconds. Marcus had learned to count her silences. 4 seconds meant she was deciding whether to tell the truth. "Because with the others," she said finally, "I felt nothing." The room felt different after she said it. Muller. The hum of machines seemed to pull back, as if the Halcyon itself was listening. Marcus looked at her, really looked, past the clinical posture and the careful, practiced detachment. Her fingers, still hovering near the holographic panel, were trembling. Not with fear. Something else. "The Aelurian bonding response," he said slowly. He'd read about it once, in a xenobiology brief filed years ago. "It's involuntary. If an Aelurian touches someone and feels a resonance response, it begins a neurological sequence that cannot be undone," she finished. Her voice was flat, professional, completely unconvincing. "It is why the protocol exists. Aelurian physicians serve without attachment. We cannot afford to become invested in singular patients. But you already are." He turned. Not quickly. Vaela never did anything quickly, but with a deliberateness that made the motion feel enormous. "You are dying, Marcus." His name in her mouth sounded different than it did from anyone else. Careful. Like she had practiced keeping it neutral and failed. "The Celeran drift exposure has destabilized your cellular resonance. Without intervention you have 11 days. The treatment I have designed will work. But it requires direct dermal contact for each session." She straightened. "Which is why I have been requesting a secondary physician from Command for 6 days. And Command hasn't responded." "No. Because there is no secondary physician within range." "No." Marcus exhaled through his nose. "So the only person who can save my life is the one person who can't touch me without consequences she's terrified of." Vaela didn't answer. That was its own kind of answer. He looked at his arm, the faint blue veins of Celeran decay already threading through the skin like cracks in old porcelain. 11 days. He'd survived worse odds. He'd also never survived them alone. "What happens," he asked carefully, If you touch me and the resonance response triggers. I told you. It cannot be. I know it can't be undone. I'm asking what it means. For you. Another silence. This one she didn't count down from. It means, Vaela said, that your well-being becomes permanently indexed to mine. That I will feel what harms you. That walking away from you, after your recovery, after this mission ends, will require a level of deliberate neurological suppression that takes years and is never fully complete. She met his eyes. It means that saving your life will cost me something I was trained never to spend. Marcus was quiet for a long moment. Vaela. He turned his palm upward on the armrest. Not reaching, just available. I've watched you hold your hand 1 inch away for weeks. I've watched you rewrite your protocols, file 6 requests to command, sleep 2 hours a night running calculations, all to find a way to help me without it costing you anything. She stared at his open hand. You already care, he said. The distance stopped mattering a long time ago. The machines kept humming. The holographic displays rotated slowly, painting them both in pale blue light. Somewhere deep in the ship, the engines breathed their long, even breath. Dr. Vaela reached out. She closed the inch. Her fingers pressed against the inside of his wrist, warm, steady, deliberate, and Marcus felt it even through his own exhaustion, a faint electric hum like a frequency locking into place. Her eyes closed for exactly 1 second. When they opened, something in them had shifted. Not broken. Unlocked. The treatment requires 14 sessions, she said. Her voice was the same. Her hand did not move away. Okay, Marcus said. You should know the resonance response is all ready. I know. This changes things, Marcus. I know that too. He didn't pull away either. Start the treatment, doctor. For the first time in 4 sessions, Dr. Vaela smiled. Small, controlled, and completely real. She began.